Hi there, welcome to the channel today. Just want to tell you a little bit about as I get started. I've been mountain biking all my life. About 3 years ago, it's getting a little bit harder as I get older. As I got into my 50s, it's getting a little bit harder. As you can see, I'm not a little guy. I've never been a little guy. You know, I graduated from high school at like 270, so I've always been a big guy. Liked mountain biking, got into it. Done it for years. In my 20s when I first started. Really enjoyed it. Love mountain biking, done it for a lot of years. As I got in my 50s though, it started getting harder and harder. And started enjoying it less. The most reason was because of the hills, going up and down the hills. You used to go out riding somewhere out in the mountains and find a place, it's like, oh, that'd be fun to ride down there, but then I realized I'd have to ride back up. So 3 years ago, I decided I would try an e-bike, and I got looking around, trying to find something I could get, and I came upon this. This is the bike I've had for about 3 years now. It's a Marin NAIL Trail 2020. It's a great bike. When I first started riding it, I was around 340 pounds, 45. I went clear up to 360 riding this. And this bike has held up, and it has been a wonderful bike. I can't say enough good about it. Now, I'm not a guy that goes out and drops in on the black diamond trails. I don't go off at jumps. I just go out and ride a lot of single track, a lot of fire roads, and just go out and ride and just get out and explore. And I do a lot of that. And this bike has been good for it. It's the 27.5 tires plus on it, so a little bit more rubber on the ground, which is what I like. I do have a fat tire bike. That's what I was riding mostly before I got into this. I had a 29er. Before that, problem is with the 29er, I kept finding myself just breaking spokes. It just wasn't strong enough for what I was doing. It was a good bike. I enjoyed it, but like I say, I was riding a lot on my fat tire bike. It was holding up good. And I found this, and it's been a good bike. And just want to tell you a little bit about it. It's been a really good bike. It's held up to my weight. One thing that's impressed me, it's got the TranzX dropper post on it. I was worried that it wouldn't hold up to my weight, and it has held up tremendously. Like I say, geared up. I have probably ridden this bike at 360 and haven't had a problem with that. The TranzX dropper post is held up great. I have busted a spoke on this before, but that was my own fault because I let them get loose and didn't keep track of my maintenance and get them tightened up. That was really the only problem besides having one of the cranks fall off. Had that happen a couple times. I'll get another video out on how I took care of that. Since I've done that, I haven't had a problem, and I'll make a little video on what I've done to take care of that. Saying it has the RockShox Recon on this. Been a great fork. All I had to do is put the air up to my weight so it hold my weight. I love that you can adjust the dampening on it. That's been nice. That's really all I've messed around with it, is adjust that dampening on it. When I bought this, I had it set up tubeless, and that's been nice. First bike I've had set up tubeless. That really made a difference, so I can run tire pressure, different tire pressures on it. And I just love not having to worry about it. Where I ride, don't get too many flats, but I occasionally get a flat. It's been nice. I still have this original V tire on the back. It was actually the one on the front. I put it on the back after the one on the back. I did eventually split a side seam on that. So I now have the Maxxis on the front. I got another one I got to put on the back. I'll do that this summer when I get riding again. Really, it's been a great bike. It's about due for a new chain. I've been measuring that, making sure it's not stretched out too much, but I'll put another one on this summer when I get ready to ride. I've been out a few times this winter. First time I've ridden in the winter in a few years, and this has been a great bike. I'll try to get some of those videos up, riding it. I just can't say enough good about this bike and how it's held up under my weight. I am down a little bit now, and that's my goal, is to keep going down, keep working on that, and that's what I'm going to be trying to do with this, getting out more and riding more. If you have any questions about this bike and what I think about it, Unfortunately, they only made it, I think, the 1 year, maybe 2 years. Then they discontinued it. But it's the Marin NAIL Trail. Great bike, sturdy bike. I'm looking to someday upgrade, but right now it's my main bike. I do have another bike that I have, and I'll give a review on that I've ridden a little bit, that I got used. Right now, getting a bike, good time to get an e-bike if you're looking around. Be careful, prices are low, but you need to know what you're paying for. This bike, I went on to 99 Spokes. It's a place that kind of reviews them. This bike still, for its components, is one of the better priced bikes for the price I paid for it. It was $2,500 when I bought it brand new, like say about 3 years ago. And it's still hard to find a bike for that price that has better specs than this bike does. It has Dior 10-speed on it. Great drive. I don't know, with this e-bike, do you really need more than that? This has the Shimano Steps E800 on it. Great motor. It hauls me up any hills I've hit, and I've got up some steep hills on it, and it hauls me up it plenty well. I'm amazed at the torque it has. I know if you're looking for e-bikes, the difference between the mid-drive and the hub drive, something to consider if you're a big guy and are going to be getting out in the hills. I would really be looking at the mid-drive like this. The mid-drive makes a big difference if you're a big guy and out there, especially if you're going to be doing more technical stuff. The hub drives are nice, but me and my brother went riding one day. He has a hub drive, and you got to carry the speed on the hub drive if it gets a bit technical. And you're like me, I'm a cautious rider, and I don't like to have to carry the speed. I like to be able to kind of approach stuff a little bit slower and know that I have the power in the mid-drive to do it. I can also pick the gear I want to be in. And it makes a difference with your mid-drive that you're able to use the gears and choose the gear you want to be in and have that power coming through the chain in the gear you want to be in. That makes a big difference. Not saying anything wrong with those hub drives. They are good bikes. You just got to know what you're looking at and what kind of riding you're going to be doing. I'd actually like to get a few hub drives and try some of those, and a few more mid-drives. My other bike that I have is a mid-drive also, and I've ridden it a lot. It hasn't been off-road as much as this one, but the mid-drive does give you a different feeling than the hub drives. I've ridden my brother's hub drive a few times. It can hold up with this one and actually goes faster than this one, but it depends on what kind of riding you want to do and where you're going to be riding. If you're going to be riding around town on nice flat trails, hub drives are great. But I think if you're going to be out on more technical stuff, really mountain biking, mid-drive's kind of what you want to be looking for. You can get some mid-drives, used ones now. The used market's getting pretty good. If you see one you like, you can talk people down. It's getting hard to sell some of those bikes that people want to sell. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Like I say, this has been my bike. It's a great bike. Nothing bad to say about it. It's held up to my weight, and I've been very impressed by the quality of this bike. It has the original saddle on it. It's actually one of the most comfortable saddles I've ever had that Marin has. I have changed the grips. I like these ergon grips with just the short bar ends on there. It gives me more hand positions on there. I did bleed the brakes this summer. First time I've ever done that. Kind of interesting to try bleeding the brakes. It was a new experience. We don't have any local bike shops around here, so anything I do has to be done on my own unless I want to haul it 100 miles down to the nearest bike shop to have somebody else take care of it and then not have it for a few weeks. So most of the time I do my own maintenance, my own taking care of it. So thank goodness for YouTube and the other people that make videos out there. So figure out how to bleed my brakes and other little maintenance stuff. If I do have major maintenance, I'll take it down to the bike shops and let them take care of it. But I sure do, if you're thinking about getting an electric bike, they are a game changer. If you're an older person or if you're a bigger person like me, it is nice. I always wondered what it'd be like to be that 170-pound guy going up the trail. When you hit a hill with this e-bike, it makes a difference. It makes mountain biking fun again, and that's been the nicest thing. as people ask me, what has it done? And I'll tell them, it made it fun again. Mountain biking was getting to where it wasn't fun, and mostly that was just because of the hills. I love, nice gentle slope going downhill. The level wasn't bad, but when I hit an uphill, I'd have to shift down to my lowest gear, and half the time, even after I've been riding all summer, was in fairly good shape. Just because I am a bigger guy, going up those hills was tough, and it was not fun. And you'd see those light guys hit the hills, and most of them, they were nice and they encouraged you, and they would blow by you, and just like you weren't even moving at all, they would go by you. And the e-bike it's a leveler, and it's a nice, it makes it fun again. And if you haven't tried an e-bike, get out there and try one. See if you got a friend, somebody you can try one, and get out there and try it. They make it nice. If you're a little bit hesitant, borrow one from somebody, go to a ride and try it. I am so glad I got this, because it's totally changed my life and totally made mountain bike enjoyable again. Like I say, I was about ready to give it up. I got this and it made it enjoyable again, and I am extremely grateful I did get a bike, an e-bike. So if you have any questions about that, let me know down below in the comments, and have a good day. And remember, if I can get out and ride, you can get out and ride.